All right, we are live. I was going to summons my dog to introduce her to you guys. She's a big part of my life, and I'm sort of getting, I feel like we have an intimate relationship. I show up here every day and we talk. So I figured maybe you want to meet my dog. Maybe you don't. But in any case, if she walks in the room, I'll pick her up and I'll introduce you. We have a good show for you today. It is how to interview cleaners and how to actually get them to show up. And this is a topic that was inspired by some of the people in my group. One of the members had 2 interviews scheduled. Now, I'm going to get into the actual structure of the interview and how this is done, the best practices, the way I do it that I know is very effective. And unfortunately, because of the nature of the work, sometimes, I would say it's about 40 to 50% of the time, half the time, people don't show up for the interview. I'm going to talk about why and how to mitigate that, because I've found a way to get some consistency and I have a better system so that way you don't waste time and that you have people to hire that are actually, maybe someone isn't 100% qualified, but somebody that can end up being a good cleaner for you. All right. So we'll talk about that as well. I'll give you some frameworks and we'll get into it. So today's show is about how to interview cleaners and how to actually get them to show up for the interviews. For those of you that don't know me, I'm going to get into that. I see some people here, the usual suspects. We've got my mom. Mom, love you. Good to see you. You're always the first one. I love it. Lindsay's here from Southern Utah Cleaning Company. She's in the group. McKay is brand new to the group. McKay, great to see you. April Fools. We've got Aaron. Aaron's new to the group as well. We've got Growth Hub. He's been in the group for a while. And I'm very excited. Thank you guys for coming back as always and supporting the show. It's great. For those of you that don't know me, my name is John Margalit. I'm the founder of Happy Home Helpers, a 7-figure remote cleaning business in Las Vegas that made over $1.5 million last year in 2025. And this year in 2026, we're going to do well over $2 million. I'm very excited because this is only my 4th year in business. I'm also the creator of Rags to Riches University. It's right here, this logo right here, where I teach aspiring entrepreneurs that want to start a cleaning business and cleaning business owners that have one now want to grow theirs. So I teach people how to start it and I teach people how to grow, and a combination of thereof using my proven sales and marketing systems. When you work with me, I focus on getting you customers. There are other programs out there on the market and they're more focused on operations, and that's important. But if you don't have customers, you don't have a business. Previously, I was brought in for a very special job by a tech startup on Wall Street to grow their sales. And I was a catalyst for some very explosive growth that scaled to a 9-figure exit, made the founders very, very wealthy people. And that's where I built and fine-tuned high-performing sales teams and customer acquisition systems, real systems to bring customers in. If I switched over and showed you our Quo, or the app that we run our business phone system on, you would see that the phone rings all day long. And it's with inbound leads and people that want to book cleaning service. And it's important to first establish that so that way you have consistent cash flow coming in. You have customers. With customers, you have more jobs. And with more jobs, you have work and pay for cleaners. Now, because of the success that I've had, and I'm very grateful for it, I've been featured in Entrepreneur Magazine, Yahoo Finance, and my cleaning business was named Best Cleaning Service in Las Vegas by City Council just recently here at the end of 2025. And everyone loves the proof check. We do a check every day. I show you my actual revenue, and I do it because I want to prove to you that I am who I say I am, and I don't just talk the talk. I walk the freaking walk. Let's do a quick proof check here. And I'm going to show you my screen. There's no AI. There's no fake nonsense here. You just come here. You can see I'm at the login. This is the standard Jobber login. If everybody can see. And let me mention to you real quick, Jobber is the best tool on the market to run a home service business on, specifically for cleaning. I would only use Jobber or ZenMaid. I wouldn't use any other tools, especially not Booking Koala. Now, let me log in here. If everybody can see my screen, give me a quick notification. Rick Benson is back. Rick is in the group as well. Can you guys give me some sort of notification that you can see my Jobber login screen so I can continue and you guys can see it? Now, I see it on the stage here. Thank you, Taj. It looks like we can see it, so I'm going to proceed. Now I'm just going to log in like normal, and it's going to go right to my dashboard. All right. So here you're going to see a menu on the left. I'm going to focus in on it. I'm going to zoom in, and I'm going to go right to the reports tab here. I'm going to click on it, and I'm going to go to the transaction reports because that's the most telling report because it actually shows you how much money you made. So this is coming in here. I'm going to zoom out. It defaults to the last 30 days. So we can just scroll down here. I'll zoom out, and you can see in the last 30 days, we've done $154,041. Now, this is just credit cards. We take cash, check, Venmo, Zelle. A lot of people pay through Zelle. So it's a lot closer to 170, maybe even higher than 170. So this is just 30 days of business. Not too bad. Let's check in on today. Let's see how we're doing today. I saw some transactions come through. I'm going to go to a custom range. It's going to be today, April 1st, April Fools through April 1st. So I did custom range, start date today, end date today. I'm going to filter. It's only noon here, 12:06 p.m. And you can see we have $6,128. I saw a big transaction come through. There was one for $922. Big deep clean that we're doing for somebody who's moving into a house. And anyway, that's a 4,500 square foot house to give you an idea. And I priced it at $922 because she told me that it needed some love. Let's put it that way. It wasn't in good shape. It wasn't terrible. It wasn't like a hoarder house before, but the house hadn't been cleaned in a while. So anyway, that's to give you an idea. It was close to $1,000. All right. Not too bad. Proof is there. If you want similar results and you want me to work with you personally, you have a couple of options. Option one is a great option. It's the Remote Cleaning CEO Accelerator Program. It's my operating system that I give to you, show you, train you on. You have weekly group coaching calls with me and this fabulous group of people that show up all the time for the show. And it includes, to be specific, pricing. I have a pricing guide that you can price something in 10 seconds or less. Hiring systems, sales scripts, automation workflows, marketing structures, onboarding systems. And this is for the people that want real clarity, accountability, and a proven blueprint. If you want that, right now the cost is $997. The price may change. I don't know. I hate to talk about prices because they may change, but it's less than $1,000. And I think the return on the investment is 100x. Now, if you want something that's going to move much faster and you want me to literally, and me and my team to train you one-on-one, build the business with you and for you, this is a hands-on program I offer. And it's called the Founder Intensive. It's a 90-day private build program where we work with you so you don't just get the information, you get implementation and precision. So if you're serious and you really want this to work and you want it to work fast, you can apply. My website is being redone. It's a little confusing right now if you go to my website. I'm not going to lie, because there's a lot of old content. I'm going to have it up soon. Hopefully, I was hoping this week, but it's probably going to be next week. For now, if you want to be a part of either program, you have to email me. You can't just come to the website and check out, unfortunately. Email me, john@johnmargalit.com. If you could put it up on the screen, Taj, it's at the bottom right corner I see here, right there, right there. John@johnmargalit.com. Shoot me an email. I'll reply. If you want to be part of the 90-day build program, I have to send you an application. If you're in my program already for the Remote Cleaning CEO Accelerator, you don't have to apply because I already got to know you and I can tell that you're serious. Now, I always begin the show the same way before I dive into the topic. I'm here for people who feel stuck in a job or any situation that they can't stand. We have people in the group that are contractors that work for other companies and aren't necessarily stuck in a 9-to-5, but they don't want to work for other people and rely on someone else to pay their bills. A lot of them are tired of building someone else's dream like I did for years in New York. And they're just tired of feeling like they don't have any real options, any viable options out there that they're confident in. I've been there before. That's why I can speak to it. And I built my way out with a very simple remote cleaning business. Now I want to give back and I want to help you do the same. It's important to understand that this isn't just about potentially starting a business. It's also about what the experience of being free does to you. Being able to go to the gym and spend time on yourself during the day. I like to take my dog to the park in the morning instead of showing up to an office wearing something I don't want to wear. how you become a different kind of person. You get more confidence, more clarity, more decisiveness. You realize how much more capable you are. And most of all, you become so much more resilient. And that way you can create real financial freedom and real time freedom in your life. I'm going to share with you always my honest perspective, simple frameworks about mindset, sales, marketing, decision-making, and problem solving, because those are the things that you actually need to think and act like somebody who can build their own future. And just as important as the tactics, I like to get down to the tactics. I don't like fluff. But I want to show you that this show is a daily reminder that transformation is possible. And you are not crazy for wanting more. It's very normal. If you're here, you're part of the few that's actually going to do something about it. And you're not alone. I see Felix is here. Hey, Felix, how you doing? Good to see you. I don't know. The handle looks familiar. Maybe you've been with us before or not, but either way, nice to meet you. And because real transformation always starts with the decision, you have to choose. Humans have free will. Now, whether you believe in evolution or you believe in God, either way, you have to make a choice. Because you know something. If you don't change anything, if you keep doing exactly what you're doing, you're going to be in the same place a year from now, 2 years from now, and I hate to say it, maybe even 5 or 10 years from now. You will be feeling the same frustration, the same lack of control, and the same resentment toward whatever situation you're in or your job. But there is good news, because I can tell you from experience and experience with many others in the program, if you committed to transforming your life, we're talking about real commitment, not just talking about it. We're talking about pushing all the chips in. There's a real chance that in 5 years from now, or much less, you could be exactly where you want to be. And I say 5 years because you got to be patient sometimes. I want to be realistic. I'm not going to tell you a bunch of baloney. I wanted to say bull crap, but I ended up saying baloney, so I said bull-oni. Here's a real question, though. In all seriousness, you have to decide what pain you want to endure. You're going to have to go through some pain. You're going to have to decide what hurts more. Continuing to endure a job or situation that you hate or know is a dead end, or enduring the discomfort that's temporary of pursuing freedom and building something of your own. Because the truth that most people avoid, that they know, but I'm going to remind you anyway, that the pain of staying the same has no upside. It's just going to repeat every day when you wake up. But the pain of trying to change, of building, learning, failing, and trying again, at least gives you a real chance at a better life. The topic of the show today is how to interview cleaners and actually get them to show up. Now, before I dive into this, we have a guest today, by the way. I want to play a clip. Taj, if you could play the clip early today, it'll ignite the audience. It'll give me a little bit of juice. It's a great clip. Go ahead and play it.
And you're going to fail, 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 and then you're going to win.
To succeed, you must fail. In failure and in suffering, all the answers are in there.
Life without those challenges, it's just existence. Don't just exist. Go live.
You will fail at some point in your life. Accept it. You will lose. You will embarrass yourself. You will suck at something. If you don't fail, you're not even trying.
Now, the only place to go from failure is to win. You have to achieve failure. You have to take it that far.
And you're
All right. Little inspiration. I believe in it. I failed a bunch of times before I actually figured out how this game works. Now, we do have a person here. His name is Felix. He just left a comment. I didn't realize it was the same guy. He contacted me on Instagram and he had questions. He has a window washing company and he had questions about pricing. So I said, why don't you just come up on the show, ask it live, and let me help you out. Let's bring in Felix before I get to the content for today. Felix, welcome to the show. Thanks for being brave enough to come up on stage. Tell us just in 20 seconds your story and what you'd like to get some information on today. I think maybe Felix can't hear us. Felix, can you hear me? Felix, are you there? I don't think so. Taj, why don't you we'll come back to Felix in a minute. All right. We'll come back to Felix in a minute, Taj. Thank you. All right. We will come back to Felix. He's having technical problems. It's okay. We'll come back in a minute. I'm going to start out by saying this. Most cleaning business owners really don't have a hiring problem. And I'll remind you, one of the members in Rags to Riches University, he posted in our Discord community that he had 2 interviews scheduled and both of them were no-shows. They didn't show up. He was interviewing cleaners. Now, I believe from my experience that he doesn't have a hiring problem. He has a filtering problem. Let me explain. Most cleaning business owners aren't struggling to find people. They're struggling to find the right people and actually get them to show up. So in today's episode, I'm going to show you how to run a 5-minute phone interview that instantly filters out the wrong applicants and only moves forward with the people who are actually worth your time. You might want to get out your notes. This is going to be tactical today. This is a how-to episode, and I'm just going to give you the goods. Here's the reality. Hiring cleaners is one of the most frustrating parts of this business. You post a job, normally on Indeed, maybe it's on Facebook Marketplace or something like that. You get flooded with applications on Indeed, and you think, great, I've got a bunch of viable options here. And then what happens is people don't answer. They reschedule the interviews. They ghost you. They just don't show up. And now you're stuck, still needing cleaners, still trying to grow the business or start it, get it off the ground, and you're still having trouble covering your jobs. Some people cover the jobs themselves. And most people respond to this by doing more interviews, longer conversations, and digging deeper into resumes. That's the mistake. Because in this industry, resumes don't tell you who someone is. Some of the best cleaners I've ever had 0 professional cleaning experience. And some of the worst had years of it. So instead of trying to analyze your way into a good hire, you need a system that filters fast, qualifies hard, and protects your freaking time. That's what I'm going to show you today. Now, let's get to the 5-minute interview system that I have. I broke it up in parts. Part number 1, this is your strategy. This is where most people go wrong. Again, let me remind you, you're not hiring from resumes. This is not a desk job. This is not a job where somebody has to have a certain skill set to produce something. You're screening for effort, clarity, and seriousness. Let me say it again. Effort, clarity, and seriousness. Your goal is simple. Get on the phone, ask 4 questions, make a decision in under 5 minutes, and let them know you have a hard stop. 5 minutes, that's it. Because the longer you talk, the more emotional you get, the more you convince yourself someone might work. No, this is a filter, not a friendship. So part 1 is a 5-minute phone call with 4 questions. Part 2 is how to open the call. Keep it clean, confident, and structured. Here it is. This is verbatim what I would say. I would tell them who I am, why I'm calling, and if they're still interested in the position. Hey, this is John with Happy Home Helpers. You applied on Indeed. I'm calling you about the application, and I want to know if you're still interested in the position. That's it. Pause. Let them confirm. If they say yes, then you reply. Perfect. This will just be a quick 5-minute phone call. I'll ask you a few questions to see if you're a good fit. I'll leave just a little bit of time at the end, and you can also decide to ask questions and see if this is a good fit for you. It's a two-way interview. You want to right off the bat establish control, but you also want to let them know that they have a voice too. And that even if you think they're a good fit, if they don't think you're a good fit, it's not going to work. So you want to be realistic with them about that. It's very important that you show them who you are and give them confidence in you from the get. And by saying this is a two-way interview, and just as important as it is for me to make sure you're a good fit, you need to make sure I'm a good fit for you. You're going to do three things here. You're setting expectations, you're showing leadership, and you're framing it as a two-way opportunity. Those are very important. Make sure that you write that down, that you get that. Part number 3, the 4 questions. This is the filter. Question number 1 is non-negotiable. Do you have a reliable vehicle that you don't share with anyone? Do you have a reliable vehicle? Not just do you have a reliable vehicle that you don't share with anyone? And if it's not a fast, confident yes, end the call. If they have to think about it, end the call immediately. Tell them it's not a good fit. Go on to the next one. You got to protect your time. Not a maybe. Not, no, I can Uber though. My husband can drop me off. This job requires a lot of driving, a lot of movement. No car, no job. Question number 2. Do you have any experience cleaning homes, either professionally or on your own side business? Now, here's where you want to listen carefully. Every word that the applicant says is a clue. And you want to look for red flags. A lot of people think that experience working for other cleaning companies is a good thing. But let me explain. The red flag you want to look out for is, I worked at another cleaning company, but I didn't get enough hours. They didn't give me enough jobs. They promised me a full schedule. They gave me limited hours. I couldn't make enough money. And that doesn't make any sense. I'll tell you why. Most cleaning companies are overbooked, and they're always scrambling to find more cleaners to fill the jobs. So chances are, if they worked at a cleaning company and they didn't get hours, it means that they're not good cleaners. It also probably means, what I find most of the time, is that they're not fast. They can clean, they just can't clean fast. And people that can't clean fast can't make you money. So be careful of that. Good cleaners get hours, always. My top cleaners their schedules are filled every day, all the time. I'm trying to get them to do more. I'm forcing jobs on them. I'm calling and saying, can you just do one more today? All right. Question number 3. Do you like working with other people? Now, I made a video on this before, and I didn't have this question in there, but I'm starting to realize something. I know this sounds simple, but it's not. Because if they don't like working with other people, they will create problems in the field. They will clash with other cleaners. They'll leave mid-job. They'll say, you know what, I'm out of here, and they'll leave. Sometimes a client will be home, and they'll bicker with other cleaners, and they'll bounce. They'll create tension in clients' homes, and that's a liability. Be careful of that one. If you hear any hesitancy in that, do you like working with others, just like the car question and the interview, not going to work out. Question number 4. This is the second most important question after the vehicle question. Pay attention. What's your go-to product for cleaning showers and tubs? Why would you want to ask that question? What's your go-to product for cleaning showers and tubs? Now, this is where truth shows up. People who can actually clean and that know what they're doing don't hesitate. They know exactly what they like to use on which surface. They know what they like to use to mop wood. They know what they like to use on tile. And for a bathtub or a shower, they'll usually say something like scrubbing bubbles, barkeeper's friend. They'll name a specific product. But if they pause and they have to think, or they give a vague answer, they're probably not good cleaners and they don't have any real experience. That's how you test them. That's the last question. If they don't pass any of the other questions, call ends. But at the end, you throw in that fourth question. It's just a small test. And if you don't get a clear, quick, confident response and a specific name of a product, disqualified. All right. Part number 4, the transition to the working interview. If they pass all the questions, now you sell them the opportunity, but not like a salesperson, like a leader. You have to say things like, based on what you told me, I think you could be a really good fit. And then you have to paint a picture for them. I like to say things like, and they're true, we have really great clients. A lot of our cleaners make over $1,000 a month just in tips. And I want to be clear. My goal as the owner of the cleaning business is to help you make as much money as possible. Now they feel something. Now they want it. You can't just be dry and tell them that they can interview. You got to sell them on the opportunity. You got to sell them on the opportunity by showing them how supportive you are, what a good place it is to work, how much money they can make. When people believe that they can pay their bills and be somewhat comfortable, they're much more accepting of the job. They're much more likely to show up at the interview. Part number 5, set the standard. And this is why people show up. After that, you're going to want to say, the next step is a working interview. You'll come out to a job and you're going to clean for 1 to 2 hours. If you do a great job and you're fast, we're going to hire you on the spot. And then say it clearly. This is not a paid interview. And watch their reaction. Listen for it. If there's hesitation, if there's any attitude or pushback, they're out. Because serious people don't complain about an opportunity. They lean into it. They do the exact opposite. 90% of the people say, no problem, we'll be there, we'll be ready to clean. Do we have to bring our own supplies? We actually say, no, try to wear black leggings if you can. If it's female, if it's male, try to wear black pants. We'll bring an extra apron for you. I used to do polo shirts, branded polo shirts. It's classy. It's nice. I still have them. But then you have to buy sizes. So I started doing branded aprons. I should have brought one to the studio to show you guys. Aprons, you don't have to worry about sizes. You have somebody small, you have somebody big, they can wear the same apron. We bring an extra apron so they're in uniform because somebody might be home. Who knows? I like to do it in move in or move out cleans typically because usually the house is empty and no one's there. All right. I'm taking a look at the questions before I move on. And I've got a note from Taj. Okay, Felix is there. Felix, hang tight. We're coming to you right after this segment. I had to start with my content today because you had a technical issue, but we'll be right back to you. And I see Southern Utah Cleaning Company says, so they use appropriate cleaning products. Right, exactly. And Lindsay P, perfect timing on this video. Good. Lindsay P is also in the group. And Aaron says, I love this straight sauce and facts. It's the only way I do it, Aaron. You know that. All right. Part number 6. How to increase the show-up rates. I know most people miss this. People don't show up because they don't feel anything. I touched on it. I'm going to go deeper. You need to create respect, clarity, and excitement. Do you want to go on a job interview that you don't feel like you respect the person who you're going to go work for, potentially? Do you want to go for a job interview that you're not totally clear on? Do you want to go and give your best for an hour or two without receiving pay if you're not excited? That's why you have to speak with confidence. You have to show them the upside, and you have to treat them like they're stepping into something valuable. People show up when there's value. People buy things when there's clear and apparent value. And tactically, to save you heartache and time, we do group interviews. Now, in the beginning, if you're just starting out, you're going to have to do a test clean at a friend or family's house. Not tell the cleaner it's a test clean. You'll send them. You might have to pay them. I would say pay them minimum wage and tell them you're going to pay something for their time. But I'm talking about if you're already established and you have a few cleaners and they show up and work with somebody who's already been with you. We do group interviews. Minimum 3 to 4 people. I like 5 or 6 because I know half of them aren't showing up. It's just part of the game. Schedule them at vacant houses. A move-in or a move-out clean is perfect. Airbnb sometimes, depending. They have a lot of cameras there, so you got to be careful. Make sure you bring extra supplies for them and pair them with a strong cleaner, but don't babysit them. Assign them a room or a part of the house to do and go away. Let's see how they do unsupervised, if they get it done. This turns your interview into a real test of performance, not just talking. All right. That's how you do the interview process. That's how it works. If you're just starting out, you may need a little bit more information. I will provide that to you. The best thing to do, honestly, is to join the group. And that way you can talk to me while you're going through this, and I can help you. Before we go to the thought-provoking questions that I like to ask to engage the audience, let's see if we can get Felix up here one more time. Felix. I see him smiling, so I think he can hear me this time. There he is. All right. Thumbs up. Taj, can we get Felix up, please? All right. Felix, good to meet you, brother.
Good to meet you, John. Thank you.
You're very welcome. Tell me, you mentioned on Instagram chat that you had some issues with your confidence in pricing. You want to talk about it a little bit and tell the audience who you are and what your company name is, please.
My name is Felix. I am new here to Florida. I moved here to take care of my father, help take care of my father with my sisters. I've been here this month to be a year. I do own a window repair company in Connecticut. Part of that window repair company, I do window cleaning. And so that takes care of 9 months out of the year. So I decided to open up something similar that I can go inside the house since I'm already there. They know us, they're familiar with us, they pay us already. So I decided to open up a residential cleaning company.
I love it.
House Pro Cleaners LLC in Connecticut.
Beautiful. And let's get right into the challenge that you're facing, and let's see if we can help.
So the challenge that's been for myself is I can tell you all day about windows. I can break down the cost of everything that you need to know, what's it going to cost, how long it's going to take, everything, whatever you need. But when it comes to how much it's going to cost to clean your home, I'm like, I'm the rookie. So I don't know what I'm talking about. I don't feel confident. I don't know if the numbers are good. I don't know, not even close. So
you have the same problem that most people have. It's very common, very normal. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Here's a rule of thumb for you, a very basic way of thinking and a logical framework that you can use to almost guarantee that you'll be making money with every quote that you give and how you go ahead and price. So after you have to accept one thing in the beginning. Unless you're looking at my pricing guide and you just know what the price is per square foot of the home, the way that I developed the pricing guide is how I'm gonna frame this here. In the beginning, you accept that you're gonna F up a little bit. You're gonna mess up a little bit, and some jobs you're not gonna make any money on. Some jobs you're gonna end up losing some money, maybe. You got to accept that. Number two, you always want to think about the job in terms of how long it will take and how many cleaners it will need. And then after a while, you start to know, oh, 1,000 square foot, 2-bedroom apartment, that's one cleaner, less than 3 hours, no problem, right? You start to understand how this works. And once you get a sense of, or in the beginning, you just guesstimate how much time it will take, how many people. For smaller homes and apartments, it's easy. That's why I always recommend to people, start with smaller homes and apartments. Plus, by the way, little tip, you make way more money on small houses and apartments than you do cleaning big houses.
Okay.
You can bang out a lot more and the cleaners don't get frustrated. You do a 5, 6, 7, 8, 10,000 square foot house and you need someone there directing. You're taking 5, 6 people and you're asking them to work together. They're strangers, complicated. Small house, 1,500 square feet, easy. One cleaner, 3, 4 hours, bang, done. Now, once you say to yourself, you know what? I think it's going to take this many cleaners, this much time, approximately. You're going to add up the man hours. Because it's 2026, I'm going to say person hours. All right? You're going to add up the person hours. So if I think it's going to take one cleaner 6 hours or 2 cleaners 3 hours, it's 6 hours either way. I'm paying $20 an hour. So it's going to cost me $120 to pay for labor. Now, because labor is not the only cost, you have a little bit of other overhead. Usually in cleaning businesses, it's little to nothing. You've got insurance and maybe you paid for some advertising. So as soon as I understand what I think the cost is going to be on labor, I'm marking it up 3x. So if I'm paying out $120, I'm charging the customer $360. And that will give you plenty of room in case you bid it a little bit wrong. All right. So even if they end up doing 8 total hours, it takes 1 extra hour for 2 people and you have to pay out 2 more hours, 3 more hours, you'll still have plenty of profit. And I want to make something clear. I try not to curse. When I did an episode a couple months ago and this guy left a comment and said, I love the information. This guy has great energy, but he had to curse. And I don't like cursing. Well, I'll tell you what, if I have to make a point about something, sometimes you got to drop an F-bomb. This is the only time I'm going to do it. I try to restrict it. All right. Let me make something clear for the audience. If you can't make a fuck ton of money doing business, it's not worth it. Don't be in business to make money. Be in business to make a fuck ton of profit. You will regret ever starting a business if you don't set prices high enough to make a fuck ton of profit. All right, I got it out of the way. I'm done. Got it out of the way. It's done now. No more of the F-bombs, all right? That's how this game works. You have to price to profit. And people understand if you're actually providing a good service and you have good cleaners and you're really trying hard to make them happy, people will gladly pay for it. So go ahead and I open it back up to you. Does that help logically a little bit how to think about it?
So it goes, yeah, absolutely. So talking about the swearing one or the F load of money, right? You have a video that really made sense to me in the 13-minute video, I think it was, and about pricing. You only added a few kind of how you actually price it, the little modules that you use. But that little 13-minute video, and that's why I started paying attention to you. It's like, man, I paid $1,000 for a good course, really good course, right? But it didn't touch on that a lot.
Yeah.
And that really pissed me off. It's like, that's what I need the most with. Everything else, I'm pretty good with it. You know, I can talk to customers. I know how to get my GMB, register the company, starting Facebook ads, Google ads, whatever it may be. But the pricing aspect is key, and they didn't touch on it too much, and that really pissed me off. So that one little video, man, really got me to pay attention to you. And I should have bought the thing at the first price,
it's okay,
and then the second price, and now the third price, which is, damn it. But that's what it is. If you don't jump on something, that's what's gonna happen. I get it. You know what I mean? But
I appreciate that.
Video, that's why I'm here talking to you.
I
That's awesome.
thank you for telling me that. The insight is important because if I know what people need and want, I can create more videos on that.
Right.
But that's the basic framework. And as I was quoting jobs based on this logic, I started not losing money anymore, not breaking even anymore. I started to make big profits. And then it clicked and I was like, oh, wow. If you just make sure it's 3 times your cost of labor, all the other expenses are built in automatically and you come out and you're making money. On small houses, I'll give you one more tip. Small houses and apartments, I try to make a minimum of $100 profit. So if we're doing a 2-bedroom apartment that's 900 square feet, 1,000 square feet, 1,000's even big, 900 square feet is a nice size 2-bedroom apartment. For me, my cleaners can do it in 3 hours. I pay $20 per hour and I pay $8 per job for gas. So I'm $68 in. I won't touch an apartment for less than $168. You see what I'm saying?
So talking about that, you're talking about that always confused me a little bit with you too, John. Is he talking about subs or is he talking about his own employees?
Doesn't
because
matter.
I look on
The same.
so price it out as it's $20 an hour regardless. That's what I'm paying the sub regardless.
Or whatever you're paying them. If it's 25, 22, whatever it is. But I look at it and like for a 900 square foot apartment, 2-bedroom, I would charge right now. I charge $204, but I have 600 5-star reviews and I've got a reputation, so people will pay more because they get peace of mind. But in the beginning, I was charging $168. I was paying the cleaner $68, and I told them, if you finish in under 3 hours, I'm going to pay you for 3 hours anyway, because I want to make sure the cleaners understand that if they're going to go out for a small job, they need to make enough money to make it worth it for them. So I tell all the cleaners, you get paid for 3 hours no matter what. If you bang it out in an hour and a half and the customer's happy, I'll pay you the $68, no problem. Then you could go do more houses. So for me, it's 68 is my hard cost on the labor. And so I know that if I charge 168, I'm netting $100 in profit, right? In gross profit. And that's how I do it. I don't do any jobs unless I can make at least $100 of profit. That's a good rule of thumb too.
Sure. That makes sense. Yeah.
Yep.
You don't want to go below your own standards there when you want to make a certain amount of money. So yeah, you want to hold tight to that.
That's it. That's the name of the game. And I got so proficient at it that I just put together a pricing sheet. Every 250 square feet, I give the price for each type of clean: a move in, a move out, post-construction, a standard clean, the first time you clean, the deep clean, if they want to add walls, wall washing, all the things. And then we do carpet and upholstery, so we can add that on too. There's a bunch of things you can add on, but I will tell you this too, my last thought. The more that you have add-ons, like a lot of cleaning companies think that it's nice to have a menu. You can pick what you want here and there. That's not the best way to price. Fixed pricing with just everything included is the least amount of friction and decision-making for a customer to go through when they're on their buyer's journey. And so if you can package it together, if you know that you charge $68 to clean the oven, just fucking include it in the price. Oh shit, I did it again. Include it in the price.
What's your mom say about you swearing?
Yeah, I know, right? I think I learned that from my mom. So that's how you want to do it. Don't add on. If they see a quote with a bunch of add-ons and this plus this plus this, nah, just one line. This is the price. Everything you need is in it. That's it.
That makes a lot of sense. Yeah.
Cool.
Absolutely. You mind if I ask you a couple of questions?
You got a minute. Go for it.
All right. I watched the video one time with what I thought was a nugget. You were talking to another company about Happy Home Helpers, and you put in there about you charge your subs to be on your platform. You still do that?
Yes, I charge a subscription fee.
Subscription.
Yep.
Right.
They get access to Jobber, Slack, and I think those are the only two.
Yeah.
And they buy a uniform from me when they sign up.
And you got that all on a small contract for them.
Exactly.
Yeah. So another thing is, you mentioned before in one of the videos about you partner with a website development company. I can't remember the name of it.
Yeah, actually, they wanted to sponsor the show, but they didn't deliver. They
Gotcha.
they didn't deliver. I was excited about it. I mentioned it on a show, and then they fell short. And I was like, I'm
'Cause
gonna
my
wait.
website is
Yeah,
my
they might be
website is
ready later.
self-built
What's
and
that?
it looks like crap.
Oh, yeah. Well,
I built it myself and it doesn't look great.
well, I'll mention this. I offer different services. I build websites for cleaning businesses. I have an in-house team. I have a designer, a developer. We have a great team. We build custom WordPress sites that are built for search engine optimization, and they're designed and optimized to convert website visitors into paying customers. We also do virtual assistant recruiting, hiring, and training. So
Right.
if anybody needs a virtual assistant or a website, we offer those services, and they're top notch.
Okay.
All right.
That's it. One more time.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you so much for coming on. I'm glad that you messaged me. I'm glad I responded right away because
Yeah.
you've been a great guest. Your questions are on point. You're thinking the right way. And so many other people have the same question that you asked, and you came up here and you did it for them. So I appreciate it.
Awesome.
All right.
Awesome.
Don't be a
Thank you.
stranger. Let me know. Update me on how it goes. All right.
You're in California. I'm in Florida. That's why I'm always late to your.
I'm in Vegas now.
Why am I always late?
Yeah. I'm from Cali, but I'm in Vegas now.
You're in Vegas.
I'm in Vegas. Yeah. But I'm on Pacific time.
3 hours. Yeah.
Yeah. And I might shift the show to a later time. I don't know yet. I'm going to survey the audience to see what they like. I know noon is a weird time, but
Yeah.
it's a good time for me. But I want to make sure it's a good time for you guys. So
Yep. All right.
great.
Thank you, sir.
We'll have you back up for an update. Thanks so much.
All right.
All right, Felix. All right. Great guest. Really nice guy. I wish him the best. And I have a feeling he's going to do well. He seems like a people person. He's really easy to talk to. And I think customers probably like him a lot. That's probably why he's good at selling windows and doing his other business. I think he's going to do really well. All right. And Florida is a great market. There's some states are tough to do business in, and some states are a little bit more friendly. That's part of the reason why I'm here in Nevada. Nevada is a business-friendly state. California, unfortunately, isn't. California is beautiful. I like California. I'm from California. But it's hard to do business there. And the insurance rates are high, and it's just tough. But Nevada is friendly, and Florida is very friendly. They're probably the two most friendly. Delaware is friendly, and Wyoming is friendly. All right. Enough on that. Some questions for the audience. I always like to write down 3 questions and try to remember them so I can get some engagement here. And I see Aaron, just a question. In regards to pricing in the UK, people's psychology towards money is a bit different from the States. Okay, should I still push for a UK launch or run the UK and target, or run it from the UK and target the States? Ah, that's an interesting question. Let me get back to you on that. I have a couple of people in the program that are in the UK and they're doing well. I mean, Zubair, he and I started a year and a half ago, and he just sent me a message the other day that he's leaving his job. And I think he's either an engineer or he's in IT. I forget exactly what he does, but he had a good job and he has a family and he's a super smart guy. So if he's leaving his job to go do this full time, I mean, you're talking about a year and a half later. It took a little bit of time, but I mean, I know he had a good job, and if he's leaving it on his own free will, that's a good sign. He's in the UK. I know the UK is a big place, so I will get some more insight and let you know. You might be better off in the States. That's a good question. All right, moving on. If you have a cleaning business now, I'm curious, how many bad hires have you made because you talked too long? Now, this one takes some self-awareness. Gary Vee always says the number one skill an entrepreneur needs is self-awareness and empathy. That's what he thinks. I tend to agree. You got to be self-aware. I'm curious if anybody's ever run into that situation. Number 2, are you filtering for skill or just hoping somebody works out? I know a lot of you hire and you do one of these and you pray. Sometimes if that's all you can do and that's the only person that you find that has energy and is excited about the opportunity, sometimes you gotta have a little faith and go for it. Hopefully what I've given you today, the framework, the tactics that I outlined for you today and gave you the specific wording and everything, that should help a ton. if you implement what I've given you, this is how I built my business. It's 1250. I'm going to just refresh this and see if we've generated any more revenue since we've been here. We had 6128 when we started. Check this out. I'm going to update you guys. We had $6,128 when the show started 45 minutes ago when I showed you. Now I'm going to share my screen. I've been here with you. I'm obviously not working and taking calls and doing whatever, but we have $600 more of revenue. And it's not even 1:00 p.m. here. The reason why I'm showing you is because if you want to build a business that truly runs without you, I'm not saying on day one, I'm not promising you in a few months you don't have to do anything like me and your business will just run. But you will lay the foundation for it. And if you keep following instructions and keep executing, and you learn from my team, the ones that are doing this all day long, without me, without my help, we don't talk sometimes during the day, and thousands of more dollars keep processing. Shoot me an email. Let me know whether you want to do the founder intensive or if you want to do the remote cleaning CEO accelerator. Both great programs. One's just a lot faster with me doing it for you. All right. Last question. Do your applicants respect the opportunity or are they testing you? Think about it. People call up. Think about if you were doing a phone interview. You know damn well that you're testing that person to see if you want to work there, especially if it's the owner of the company. If it's a small business, if you're talking to an HR manager or something, it's different. But if the owner calls you, you're testing them, even the HR person. And yes, my VAs do all of the phone interviews now. They do all the recruiting. They set up all the interviews. I don't touch any of it. I just taught them to do what I do. And they become so proficient at it that they can do it themselves. Let's do the quote of the day real quick before we move into the closing segment. We got a few more minutes here. James Clear said, "You don't rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your systems." Keep it up if you can, Taj. This is an interesting one. You don't rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your systems. Thank you, Taj. Most cleaning business owners set a goal. They say to themselves, I want a reliable team, but their system is broken. They overanalyze resumes. They run unstructured interviews, and they hire based on a gut feeling. And then they wonder why things fall apart. Your hiring process is not, let's put it this way. Your hiring process is your outcome. If your system is loose, your team will be unreliable. If your system is tight, your team becomes predictable. Now, if there's one thing I want you to take away, I always try to do a valuable lesson here, and hopefully this episode's been packed with it. You don't need more applicants. You need a better filter, a tight system, a fast decision process, and the confidence to disqualify quickly. Because every bad hire costs you money. It costs you time, energy, and sometimes your reputation. If you take nothing else from today, take this. Stop trying to find perfect people and start building a system that exposes who they really are fast. Because the truth is, great cleaners don't need convincing. They don't hesitate. They don't complain. They don't disappear. They just show up. They work hard and they appreciate the opportunity. Your job is not to chase them. Your job is to identify them. And when you do that consistently, everything changes. Your schedule fills up, your stress goes way down, and your business starts to feel stable. You're not hoping people show up. You know what they're going to do every day. I know Lisbeth goes to every clean. Christina's been with me for 4 years. She's never missed a clean. I just know. The new people, that I don't know. but I have backup, and I have a backup system, and I've got a deep bench. Let's put it that way. If they don't show up for the interview, they were never going to show up for the job. I'm going to leave it at that. Thank you, everyone, for showing up. Aaron, you're welcome. Definitely, I'll think about that, and we'll have a quick call, and we'll talk about it. If you want to be a guest of the show, if you want me to help you start or grow your cleaning business, email me at john@johnmargalit.com. Don't be shy. Message me on Instagram. You saw this guy, Felix, sent me a message on Instagram. I didn't know who he was. He just said, I don't have confidence in pricing, and I'd like to be on your show. That was 2 days ago. Here he is. It's that simple. I'm willing to help. It doesn't matter if you're a stranger or whatever. Just reach out. I really enjoy helping people, and I really want everyone to succeed. So the best thing I can do is come on here and share everything. Everything I know, everything that's gotten me to this point. I just want you all to have and to use. And if you need my help, email me, and I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. I will be back at the same time, in the same place, and I'll see you then.